let us all write into. And the last thing we want to show here is how to exactly get this cell to represent both date and time within one cell. And it works by clicking on Control 1. And we don't have a date or a time here. We don't have a date or a time, but rather we have the most complex option, which is called custom. With custom, we have said DD, MM, YYY, HMS, representing days, months, years, hours, minutes, seconds, and we can very specifically customize what we want the cell to appear as. So, for instance, in case of writing, for D's we get Reede, which is Friday in Estonian. Let's put space and 2 D's, so it says the day. Let's also put instead of 2 M's, let's put 4 M's, and it's gonna write in Estonian again, which means that it's with a small letter, not with a capital letter. It's gonna write Reede, 30th of September 2011. And just to bring another example, if we're, for instance, customizing this very specifically, we can say that in brackets we write $-300, and this will turn the language to English language, so we'll have Friday 30th of September 2011. If we use randomly some other language, we will see. Let me try. Okay, there are some other languages that are appearing here. Yeah, this is a different language. So let's let it be at 300 on Friday. But we're going to consider this customization later on as well, just to show that it exists right now. When we consider time, we see that there is a cell wherein time and date are displayed together. We'll inspect that further, but right now it's 30th of September 2011, 13:06 and 11 seconds. When we hold this F9 key, which made us recalculate the Excel sheet, you can see the seconds clicking. So actually it's as if a clicking clock. And we can see that that another way of looking at this formula is to consider it as a, I'm going to press Control 1, is to consider it as a number. And today's date is 40,816,547 days after the beginning of our calendar in 1900. This means that it's 40,000 days, and the comma places are time within the day. So here it is. We're at 13:07, more than half of the day is over, so it's 0,54 of the day, or 54,7% of the day, if we want to say it like that. Okay, so that's how time is indicated. What we do next is we write here the beginning of the next year, 1st of January 2012. And now we're going to start calculating something new. We write equals the date in the future, the beginning of the next year, minus now, parentheses. Okay. It's actually going to think that since we subtracted 2 dates, and now comes an important point. You see, sometimes Control 1 will not figure everything out on its own. Right now we subtracted 2 dates, and it thinks that it's a date we want. We're going to say instead a number, and it's going to say that until the end of the year we have 92,45 days. If we had considered it as a date, just for a second, you see, 94 days is just over 3 months. So it took this number 94 and it wrongly made it into the 94th day of Excel's calendar, and it said that it's the 1st of April 1900. So since Excel does it sometimes automatically, we have to consider control 1 and say we don't want it as a date. This 94 was just a number of days until the end of the year, and here it is. Now, how to make a millennium countdown like clock in here? So millennium countdown was this, that when the year 2000 was nearing, there were everywhere clocks that showed the number of seconds until the millennium and so forth. We'll do such a thing. The number of days is easy. It's just int of this C13. So we take the 92,45 days. We take int, which means cut away comma places, and we get that in full days it's 92 days till the end of the year. Now the number of hours we take away by using the function hour, and on that 92,45. You see, I'm actually going to do it really quickly. The functions are hour, minute, and second. Just a second, I'm going to do that quickly and then we're going to explain it. So if we have this, first formula is hour from this C13. The second formula is minute from this C13. And the third formula is second from this C13. And what it does is it considers this comma 45, which is how much of the day is still left. And, well, we know that 45% of the day is still left. But since our system is 24 hours, 60 minutes, 60 seconds, we have to somehow get it into right way, into a right form. And if we use functions hour, minute, and second on this 92,45, it's going to exactly tell that this means 10 hours, 47 minutes, 43 seconds, in this case, until the end of today's day. So this 0,45 is interpreted as 10, 47, 43. So that's how it works. And finally, we always know that every minute has 60 seconds, every hour has 60 minutes, and every day has 24 hours. So when we multiply these three together, 60 seconds, 60 minutes, and 24 hours, we get that each day will have 86,400 seconds, which means that if we write such a thing, 86,400 times 92,45, which is exactly how much time is left until the end of the year, we get that there are a little less than 8 million seconds left in this year. Again, another countdown clock. This cell, our birthday, mine is 27th of September 1977. Let's calculate some things, but one of the things that we notice here is, well, this workbook seems to have too many names. I mean, BT as a name, or AID, age in days. I mean, these formula names are not very fine. So it's time to learn another trick of trade. Let's click on Formulas and Name Manager. Name Manager will show us all the names in this workbook, in this Excel file. And we want to delete actually all the names that are in this sheet time. So it's quite easy. We can just click to Refers To, and it's gonna reorganize the names. Refers To, and here it is. All these names that are from the sheet time are together here. They're written like this. AID, remember that name. AID contains a value 10,000, so we'll see why. And it refers to sheet time cell C23. So that's how these names are organized. We're going to actually go to the and click on Shift. So we're going to click on the first name and hold Shift key and click on the last name. It's going to select all the names here. They're all bad. And we're going to delete and OK this deletion. And here it is. We don't have them anymore. OK, some of the things we'll have to redo on our way. Now the next thing is our birthday is here. Let's calculate how many days of age we are. That's right. Equals today, parenthesis, gives us the day for today, minus this C22, which contains our birthday. Okay, so my age is 12,421 days. Okay, let's see how many years of age I am. Equals today, again, minus the birthday, gives this 12,421 days. Now, parenthesis around it, and divided by, remember, 365,25. And now, int function to cut away the comma. Okay, let's press enter right now, and there's this similar error, namely, if I take Control 1, I can see that it's a number, but it has 0 decimal places. I'm gonna use the decimal places. Here's the exact age. Actually, right now it rounds them correctly, but if I had been already almost 35, it would have rounded it up, and I would have been 35 prematurely. So, just in case, put an int around it. Okay, now it works fine. You don't actually have to close that final parenthesis yourself. If you press just enter, it's gonna give you an error message, and it's gonna close it itself. Okay, so here it is, this formula. Now let's calculate when do we have a bigger jubilee. For instance, let's write equals our birth date, which is C22, plus, let's say 10,000, let's say 15,000. And it turns out that in the year of 2018, on the 22nd of October, I'm going to be 15,000 days of age. So all the more reason to celebrate. I was 10,000 days on year 2005. Okay. Okay, there is no point in calculating the one more Jubilee date. I mean, there's the age at the time of the Jubilee. We could calculate this as well, but this is going to be exactly the same formula as for calculating our age. Now the next thing is time. Let's check this as well. When we consider this cell up here,